Creativity. Okay, I've chosen a complex topic to start this series off with, haven't I? Oh well, I guess this sets the tone for these videos. Remember guys, all information expressed in this video is an opinion. It's nearly impossible to talk objectively about a subject as complicated as creativity. So, I'd love to hear your opinions in the comments. Let's begin. If we Google the word creativity, it says that creativity is the act of turning new and imaginative ideas into reality. Creativity is characterized by the ability to perceive the world in new ways, to find hidden patterns, to make connections between seemingly unrelated phenomena, and to generate solutions. This makes sense to me. Most forms of creativity starts with your imagination. I know that sounds corny, but to write a story you have to imagine a plot first, right? But not only that, you have to imagine the characters, the settings, the emotions, the smells, the sights, the backstories, the lore, and everything else that normally goes into writing a good story. Besides, if you did not imagine an idea to begin with, then where does it come from? One could argue that randomness could create some form of creativity. But then again, no creative idea is truly random, right? Look at this drawing I made blindfolded. Sure, it's random, but there's nothing creative about blinding yourself and randomly hitting the mouse button. Now I'm going to blind myself again, but this time I'm going to only swing my mouse up and down. There we go. How does that look? I'm guessing most of you would say that this picture looks a lot nicer than the previous, right? And if you're that small hipster minority who thinks the original looks better, just watch the video before commenting. Don't challenge the example, just go with it, thanks. So what did I do? I gave myself a restriction, a limiting condition or measure. I prevented myself from moving my mouse from side to side. I restricted myself, and arguably, the end result is more creative. Most people would say that clicking around randomly is not very creative, but the restriction I gave myself is creative in itself. There's plenty of evidence to suggest that giving people restrictions makes us more creative. According to this chap called Brian Bailey, we're conditioned to think that more choice is always a good thing, but in the past years studies have suggested something called decision fatigue. I don't know how he talks, but I imagine it's nothing like that. I'm sorry, Brian. Decision fatigue. The reason why you and your spouse cannot decide on a place to eat dinner. Honey, where would you like to go to eat dinner? I don't know. You decide. Alright, how about Chinese? No, I don't really feel like Chinese. Also, restrictions create problems for us to solve, and the only way to solve some of these problems is by coming up with new ideas in order to solve the problem. Coming up with new ideas. Our imaginative solutions to the problems becoming real. Where have I heard that before? So then we are met with this question, which sadly has no easy answer. How much restriction is too much restriction? So this is where it gets tricky. Here's where Minecraft actually becomes relevant here, about 4 minutes into the video. Grum, one of the developers of Minecraft over at Mojang, or Mojang, no one can ever decide on that either, really. He says here that he does not want to add vertical slabs. Ever! And he starts the heated debate about vertical slabs, slabs and stairs for andesite, diorite and granite, and all kinds of other blocks. They all point to the same question. Are these particular restrictions making us more creative? After all, if we give ourselves too much of the same restriction, our art starts to look similar. But who am I to make such a claim? Minecraft has over 100 blocks, and trillions of ways those blocks can be arranged. How can we possibly know if this restriction is making us more creative? Or an even bigger question, why should it be up to the developers what we can and can't be restricted by? Is Grum giving us a problem that we have to solve with creativity? Or is he doing the creating for us by adding in these restrictions himself? I mean, shouldn't I, as a player of a sandbox game where I supposedly have the freedom to do anything, get to decide whether or not to use vertical slabs or granite stairs? Where do we draw the line? This image illustrates a Minecraft building a Minecraft player created out of stairs, buttons, and item frames to create this cool computer. It's pretty cool, isn't it? If Mojang decided to add computers to the game, most of the players would just use that instead of trying to think of new ways to build a computer. That's fair enough, right? We don't want Minecraft players using the same old computer model. We want more innovation like in this image here, not a template the creators developed for us. Or look at these creative chandeliers people have made. They're quite pretty and creative, aren't they? Personally, I'm quite impressed by their creativity and ability to work with the restriction of not having a chandelier block. I mean, could you imagine if everyone used the same old chandelier block? Actually, that looks quite nice. I suppose the counter-argument would be that these can be used in smaller spaces. Grum, is it possible you could, add this in? We'll keep being creative. I promise. But I digress. Whether you like the chandelier block or not, it does encourage people into coming up with creative solutions with existing blocks. But here's the problem. Computer models and chandeliers are barely comparable to a block model as significant as andesite, granite, and diorite stairs and slabs. This isn't a petty restriction like a lack of computers or chair models. This is a primary building block we are missing. Look at these granite stairs I made. They don't look like stairs, do they? Alright, let's add in some stairs. Nope, too much contrast. Ew. Okay, this is just... no, not working. Alright, it looks like these jungle stairs are the closest thing I can get. And I'm still not happy with how my stairs are looking. Let's extend the stairs so I can fit the granite color and texture. Now this looks plain wrong. What's wrong with me wanting plain old granite stairs? Why do I have to force in a new color? Shouldn't it be my decision whether or not I add in that extra color? Because I could argue that my exclusion of extra color is a creative decision. You could counter argue that because I have to force in these extra colors, I have to be more creative. But in a limited space environment with only 14 stair types to choose from, that's not always an option. And I'm stuck with these sort of out of place jungle stairs. The whole issue feels inconsistent and doesn't make a whole lot of sense to most players. I mean, if you can create stairs and slabs out of cobblestone and planks, why not these blocks? Maybe I'm just not creative enough. Maybe this is Grum's way of telling me to come up with a more creative solution. They could be training us to think differently about the world, to be inspired, to think critically about issues that are difficult to solve, to share new ideas, to look at problems from another angle, to think outside the box. I could be wrong, but maybe, just maybe, we are teaching ourselves to think more creatively, and we're not even noticing it.
When we flick this lever, you'll see that the entire lighting unit is retracted away into the ceiling, but when we flick the lever once again, you'll see it all drops back down.
You can change these grass blocks into slabs, and they work.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial. I'm going to be showing you how to build the fish tank.
The fact of the matter is, any schmuck could come along and just break their way through to try to drink it, but unfortunately, they aren't quick enough to break it.
Welcome back, Sethbling here, for how to make your dispensers fire projectiles much farther than they normally do. Here it is with flaming arrows.
One of the challenges is to not use any torches. Well, somebody suggested I should just do something like this.
Oh, this is a cool little thing. This is a ceiling fan design. Generic has shown me this before.
I'm always surprised how people find an inventive use for blocks in a way that they're not usually used.
So what do you think? Do you agree with Grum's decision to leave out slabs and stairs for blocks like andesite, granite, and diorite? Or have we been restricted to the point where we've become less creative and we have less options to choose from, and thus we do not have the creative freedom to restrict ourselves? Leave your opinions in the comments, I'm putting mine in there too. I also ask that you respect the opinions of other commenters, as they have just as much right to speak their mind as you do. Thanks everyone for watching, have a beautiful day.